That evening, I left La Veta and started traveling along Highway 160, going south in the hopes of finding something warmer. And as I crossed the New Mexico border, it was really dark. I could barely see the sign. I stopped to take a picture and then continued down Highway 285 to this BLM camp spot here where I retired for the night. Good morning. It's 6:25 a.m. and I am speaking from Forest Road number 87 or 89. I'll need to look it up again, near Taos, New Mexico. So when I was at La Veta last evening, where I didn't know where to sleep, the convenience store cashier there was very kind and he offered to let me just park in the parking lot there and go to sleep. But I did want to drive south, as much as I could, so I could get to some warmer weather. So La Veta, Colorado is located at 7,000 feet, and the minimum temperature there last night was projected to be 45 or 48 degrees Fahrenheit. I just wanted something warmer, so I came here. So I looked this place up. But before coming here, what I forgot to do was check the elevation and temperature projection. So that was 7,000 feet. This is at 8,500 feet. Lowest temperature there was 45, 48. Lowest temperature here last night was 36 degrees Fahrenheit. So completely opposite of what I was looking for. Sometimes I do brilliant things like this and then I feel proud of myself or not. But anyway, since I was here, I reached around 7:30 p.m. It was completely dark. I will show you what the place looks like. There was no light, only phone light and torch light. So I just crawled into the back of my truck and went to sleep. I didn't get very good sleep last night because it was cold. I was not running the propane heater inside and plugging the electric blanket in. I was waking up every 30 minutes to plug it in and out because it depletes the battery really fast. So that was just keeping me awake. So I didn't get very good sleep. But by this morning, the battery was completely depleted. One of the batteries. I have a second battery which I didn't want to deplete, so I didn't connect it to it. So yeah, and this is what the place looks like. There's nothing nearby. There's nothing. That's the road, and there's a truck going by. There were like 2 or 3 trucks that went by last night, but other than that, no traffic. Cell signal is 0 here, so Verizon is 0, AT&T 3 bars, but only Edge, so pretty useless for any data based work. So I'm going to make some coffee and then head into town. I don't know where the closest town is. I'll have to just keep driving until I get cell signal. So I'll drive into town, get some work done, and then maybe find another BLM spot where there is network connectivity. I will probably not come back here. All right, talk to you later. I got out of the BLM spot I was camping at overnight and continued south along 285, checking out the side roads along this highway. And as I reached further south and continued on this road westwards, this area is a really nice mountain spot where I got out of the truck and got some nice drone shots. And then I completed the loop along 576, joining 285 again to continue further south. Right after taking that drone video, I managed to crash the drone into the truck. If you have seen my Colorado video where I crashed the drone into the tree, it was because I was flying it with collision detection turned off. That setting was still off and I managed to crash it again, this time into the truck. It came full speed and crashed into the lower side of the truck. Everything happened in a few seconds. When I came out and took a look, the drone's camera assembly was broken. So this is the last video I took before breaking the cameras before breaking the drone's camera. And the last video file on the memory card was corrupted. It probably did not save successfully, so I can't really show you what the crash looked like from the drone's perspective. After that fun mountain drive and the drone video, I continued south along Highway 285, and I did not have any particular destination in mind, but when I reached this junction, I saw the signs to Taos, New Mexico. One of my friends who lives in New Mexico, he had told me that if you come down towards Taos, let me know. So as I was driving down this highway, I just let him know that I'm on my way to Taos. I'm really glad that I decided to turn towards Taos because on the way to Taos, I came across some really cool things to see. The first one is Earthship Biotecture Visitor Center. As I was driving by the highway, I saw some really cool, unique structures on the side of the road and it piqued my interest. Thankfully, as I was driving by, I saw the visitor center, so naturally I turned in and I was quite taken by surprise by what I saw there. Then I went online to check it out, and the Earthship Biotecture turns out to be a really unique and interesting thing to discover. It's a type of passive solar house that is made of both natural and upcycled materials. And I did see a lot of plastic bottles there and even tires. And this is pioneered by architect Michael Reynolds. And as I was reading more, this is very interesting. The aim is to reduce and eliminate your utility bills, power your house from the sun, catch water from the sky for drinking, bathing, all your water needs, and contain and treat all of the sewage you produce in a healthy and beautiful way. So this is very eco-friendly. This is a very eco-friendly way of living. But it was not... I did see a Porsche coming out of that community. So, it does take a lot of money to do something like this. So I was really happy to see and learn about the Earthship Biotecture. After the Earthship Biotecture, the next interesting thing that I came across, completely unplanned, I had not looked it up, I did not know it was there, is the Rio Grande River and the Rio Grande Bridge across the river. The Rio Grande Bridge is the second highest bridge on the US highway system, and it's the fifth highest bridge in the US. It has appeared in many popular movies, including Terminator Salvation. After exploring the Rio Grande Gorge Bridge, I continued along Highway 64 and reached Taos, New Mexico, where I ended up breaking my bicycle carrier that I connect to the hitch. That and more in the next episode.